positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know, we do it over here. There is a lot going on with our border. And I've spoken on it time and time again. And they can deploy the National Guard to New York subways, but they can't regulate the border. How does that work? Do you know who's coming across our border? I know someone who knows someone who works in San Diego with a certain department, and they are firsthand talking about the amount of people coming across uninspected, no IDs, no bag checks, no background checks, no asylum, just coming across in floods is astronomical. Syrians, Sudanese, Chinese. And one thing nobody's talking about is you can't just leave China. Have you thought about that? Do you know that a communist country like that, you cannot just get a visa to leave and come to a country like the United States where you may never come back? You got to have a certain amount of money in the bank account. You got to have certain family members have to remain behind. You cannot come full family out of China like that. Not from what I've researched. I mean, I've read some stuff online and seen, certain countries that have that type of communist dictator, that type of dictatorship. You cannot just leave. And he said, man, there's thousands of Chinese military men of age coming across. Not to mention all the people muling drugs, muling child trafficking. All this stuff is going on, man, but they steady talking about California wants to pass a bill to pay for legal representation for the illegal immigrants who come across who commit crimes. Newsom is, it makes no sense, but it does make sense because what they're doing is destabilization. It's a coup. Financed by you know who. They're flying them across the country in cities where they have no voter ID because we're not smart enough to vote because we can't get an ID, but we can go get a pair of designer shoes, we can get smartphones, we can get an app on our phone for Uber and Lyft, but we're not smart enough to get a voter ID. So they should be able to just walk in there and vote. They don't have to show anything. They could be oomba booba and they can vote. Check this out. This is one of the recent people they actually arrested who made it across the border to El Paso. Man, I'm telling you, you ain't seen nothing
breaking
yet.
News and a warning, you may find the details of this story disturbing. A woman accused in Mexico of several murders and body dismemberments, even removing victims' hearts, is arrested in El Paso. And within the last 10 minutes, ABC7 obtained this arrest photo. She is Michelle Angelica Pineda, also known as La Cheli. She was wanted for 5 murders in Juarez. She's also suspected of being involved in several other killings. Investigators say she crossed illegally into the U.S. and was operating on behalf of the gang Artistas Asesinos, or assassin artists. The FBI says Pineda was known for extreme brutality, dismembering bodies, removing hearts, and placing the hearts in front of Santa Muerte statues. Authorities say they found guns, machetes, and fentanyl, as well as other drugs at the motel. El Paso's FBI says several law enforcement agencies worked together to arrest Pineda.
Have straight mutilators, assassins coming across the border. And you look at her, you would never know. Never know. Cutting out hearts, dismembering bodies. They sick her on somebody who owes a drug debt or somebody they want to get out the way. It's a wrap. You don't see her coming. On the flip side, Dominican Republic is getting all these Haitians who have come across the border and sending them back.
Dominican Republic is cracking down on undocumented Haitians, rounding them up and sending them back to their country.
¿Qué pasó? Que nos tratan como perros.
They treat us like dogs, this man told us after he was released, adding we were detained since yesterday with no food, nothing.
This is the fourth truck that we've seen here in just the past 4 hours.
They're not playing with there's no amnesty over there. They're sending them back. They see what's going on. And those Haitians who have been free, the 3,900 something inmates, they said possibly a lot of violent inmates. Where do you think they're going to go? What's the closest country that they can go and get free medical and a free debit card? Florida, New York. See, Florida, they ain't getting them nothing, but they're going to try to get there. And I'm telling you, what happens when these different nationalities hit certain areas, and it's not racial, I'm telling you, it's a mind state, but you're talking about the streets are going to be wild. You're talking about sink or swim. And these people have just came from a place where, man, there's dead bodies. People are shooting like it's like somebody drinking coffee. You ain't seen the level of violence that these people have seen, and so what you think is not normal ain't shit to them. It's coming, man. It's coming, unless you somehow start speaking up, but it's coming. And it's gonna first hit the different streets as far as the hoods, and because it's gonna be first. It starts off low level street tussles for economic control, and then when somebody organizes, they create a crew, and then they try to take over some shit, and then somebody tries to push back and keep it over from taking over some shit, and then it spreads, and then it spreads, and then it gets into, as they elevate into other areas of criminality. Somebody gets a job at the bank. They're doing the loans. They're doing the white collar. Somebody works for a school. They're doing the grants and the loans. I'm telling you, man, it's a cycle to this shit. You guys have no idea because you're squares. These people, once they get their foot in certain places, and then they start hooking up their people, and shit just goes all downhill. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying when you're talking about survival of the fittest, and the way this shit is coming in, it ain't coming in on no, hey, I must, swear or, take an oath to, defend America, blah, 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 man, shit. And you got people, oh man, they're gonna do the jobs that you don't want to do. Yeah, they're gonna wipe the black community out. Because see, now you waking up, you're like, oh man, well, hold on, my vote, man, they putting these people in here, oh my God, the community centers, the hotels, what about us? The gun violence, they're not doing nothing. Oh, well, they're gonna figure it's too late, so they're gonna go ahead and cancel out your vote, give all these other people your vote, and you're gonna be tossed to the side. See, every time they want your vote, they throw out reparations, you get all excited. They've been talking about reparations, man, since way back when. Malcolm X was talking. They were talking about that back when Malcolm X was alive. Whenever they feel they're losing the vote, they bring up reparations, and you fall for it every time. Now the migration thing, they're about to just, your worth in society is going to be zeroed out. They talking about giving these people 0 interest loans, free medical. Are you guys getting free medical? You're getting free medical if the father ain't in the house, right? Well, they got the father in the house, and they're getting free medical, and they're getting a debit card. Try bringing your baby daddy back in the house and getting your EBT. No, they want you to break him with child support and have your kid with no father around while they have full families coming over here getting EBT, debit cards, cell phones, jobs with no ID. They're now giving them state jobs where you don't even have to have certain qualifications because they're lowering the standards to fill jobs in certain cities, but they weren't doing it for you. You guys ain't seeing. You guys are just, you're the soccer ball for these people. They kicking you back and forth, and you guys keep going for it. The game is real, and you continue to play checkers while these people play chess with you, and anytime they think you might somehow actually make a difference, they bring up reparations and you fall for it. See, they got you focused on white privilege and you know, what is it, white man dominance, and why they smoke screening you. They got you looking way over there, and they running right behind you with all these illegal immigrants who are about to wipe you out and have your kids in the ghetto schools, ghetto education. Most of them, they making them now to where they don't have to take any test to pass, because they're saying it's racial if you have to take a math test, and these kids graduate and they can't do basic addition, can't write their names in cursive, they can't pass a test to save their life, but yet they know about Sexy Red, they know about a Draco, they know about all the other bullshit, and you think because you raised him and he walked across the stage with a fake cap and gown that you did something. These people are clowning you, man, and they clowning you the most with this border demonstration. BigHerc916. Go to BigHerc916.com, grab you some soap, wash your ass, and pass it out to some of these people coming across the border, because you know they need to wash their ass.
Are you tired of smelling funky? Have you washed your ass? Go to BigHerc916.com.
Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in.
Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.